Welcome to Through the Wire.
Through the Wire.
Hey, we just finished the 2017-2018
That's
NBA
our first season, bro.
Yeah. So before we get to
End of the rookie year.
breaking down Game 4 and everything, I got to congratulate us, y'all.
Can we be the rookies of the year like he just said?
It could be.
I think we are. And
I
MVP.
think we the rookie of the year.
I think we the rookie of the year. Let's keep it at that for right now.
I think we
MVP.
And the MVP.
Yeah, I think we the rookies of the year as far as this basketball podcast world. Next step is the MVP.
Yeah.
Ain't never been a second year
We need a
MVP
max.
in modern day area. What?
We need a max.
Right now, our rookie contract ain't paying. Let's just say it like that.
true.
Our rookie contract ain't paying.
And y'all know I'm like Spreewell. I choke the coach
Facts.
easily.
But I wanted to commend y'all on the commitment on season number 1.
Commit us.
Commend y'all.
You with us.
I know, but like I kind of been doing this for years now. But I mean, not the podcast specifically, but like, making video. I mean, this is a different form of creativity,
True.
and this is y'all rookie season on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I wanted to commend y'all because we missed one episode the entire season.
That was because of snow.
no.
No. That was because of
What do
you.
you mean because of snow?
Yeah, no, y'all got through the snow and everything every episode.
That's
I
funny
forgot
that
what happened.
His mom.
His mom had a
birthday.
Or so, yeah, right. That was the only time we missed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
because of the snow.
Something
Right.
I
like
thought
that.
that day when it snowed real bad, we didn't come.
No, we only missed one episode the
Exactly.
entire season, and that may sound like nothing, but like y'all are 3 guys that work, and basically this doesn't pay. So y'all make the time to come and do this show. I don't know if it's based off love. I don't know what y'all. The reason why y'all so committed, but I appreciate it, and I think the fans
Y'all
do
don't be
too.
having shit else to do. So shit.
That's the end of it. We
Yeah.
got one last game to talk about, and then the off season is here.
Shit, if all season technically is here.
Yeah, I guess so.
It is.
But let's quickly, because I mean, it's not much to really say
It's
about
not.
this game
It's not.
itself. Game 4 happened. The Warriors just basically blew them out. I saw this kind of happening, or I saw this coming.
Yeah.
Game 3 was just another heartbreaking loss. It was close.
I didn't see this coming.
You didn't?
Not the blowout. Not a 23-point win. Just because.
That game didn't even feel like the last game for
Yeah,
the
it
finals.
didn't. It didn't. I would expected this type of loss to be in the first game, but like
Yeah.
those first 3 games, they played a little bit more harder and smarter
LeBron didn't come out
and competitive.
as aggressive as I thought he would, but
And there may be reasons for that.
he
We'll
made
talk
me
about a
look
little bit.
tired, or I don't know.
Before the game, Klay Thompson was interviewed by Charles Barkley, and Charles Barkley asked him about his knee, like, how is your knee? And Klay Thompson responded, oh, I'm good. We only have 1 game left. This is before the game even started.
I don't think anybody disagreed with his head.
No, but like, it happened so fast, I don't think he really, I think he was just talking, he
yeah.
didn't really realize that
yeah.
that maybe not the best press answer. But they came out, they performed like they usually do, and they won the game. We had Steph Curry go off. He didn't shoot the ball very efficiently, but like if you were watching the game, he was knocking down shit. Like Steph Curry's one of those guys that you look at the box score and be like, wait, he was only 11 for 30? But like in game, like he's just on fire.
That's what I
you
tell
know?
people all the time, bro. It's like stats be cool and whatnot, but like, who cares about the efficiency? Of course, every shooter, every person wants to be as efficient as possible, but at the end of the day, go out there and get the win.
And Steph Curry hit you with haymakers. It's like at a time when you reeling and you trying to get back, and he just hit one of those threes where it just sucked the life out of you.
Yep.
And that's why he's so great, man.
Yeah, it's the same case for that game 3. It's just he's always gonna take him. It's just when is he gonna make them? Because they gonna come at the worst points.
So yeah, he shot at 12 for 27, which is not bad, but not amazing. But when you're watching the game, you'd be like, wow, he had an amazing game. He ended up with 37 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, and another NBA championship.
Clay had a hell of a third quarter. He came out shooting the ball well in the third quarter. Because he had 0 points in the first half.
And he's one of those type of players that'll do that every once in a while. But nonetheless, they win a championship. KD wins Finals MVP. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah,
I think Steph deserved it.
I would have liked to see Steph Curry win it, but I think Kevin Durant's stats are really amazing and his impact.
I think that game 3 really took over.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was like he had already won it at that point. And in the game 4, he comes out and drops a triple double, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. Even though Steph Curry may have been the firepower that game, Kevin Durant still had an underrated or under the radar game
Again.
It's just a shame we'll never see that epic performance in the finals from Steph.
You never know.
Yeah.
Got next season?
I always think to myself, like,
Even if it do happen, it won't feel like it.
What do you consider like an epic performance?
You know what I mean? Like where it's like, wow, like we've never had that playoff game or like finals game where it was like, damn, Steph just, you know, like LeBron 51 game,
Right, okay.
Because and even if Steph, like he had 37 one of these games and he had 37 last night,
Yep.
but it still didn't even feel like it. So it's like the presence isn't there. He's had triple doubles before in the finals. Like I don't know, it's just saying like, you know what I mean? I don't know how
I
to
know what you
explain.
mean.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Like, I remember the first time he went for like 50. I think that was against New York too.
Oh
That was an exciting
yeah, like that.
because he's hitting everything.
That's his most. What do you call it? That's his staple game or whatever you want to call it.
I remember that game.
But like one of those games in the playoffs or in the finals, he hasn't had, and I don't think he'll ever need to have a game like that.
Yeah, I keep telling myself like Kevin Durant going to the Warriors, like from an NBA perspective, like a fan, it is terrible. But that's probably the best decision he could have ever made was going to the Warriors.
as far as like trying to get a win championships for sure, but like I don't know how we're gonna perceive Kevin Durant once it's all said and done.
I mean, he's got to be like a great player.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
he's in this position and he's still like standing out as the best player on that team.
That's why I think the move was so. What do you call it? What you just called the move is?
I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said.
But yeah, that's why
It was just like it was a. Well, I said it like as an NBA fan that
It was the best move for him.
No, it was a bad move.
Exactly.
As an NBA fan,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
I agree
wanna
with
see
that because
competitiveness.
regardless of him moving here, he was already going to be a great player. We were already going to have him in that upper echelon at the end of his career. So him doing this, it wasn't really needed. I think this hurts him more than it helps him because it's not the fact that he left. I could give a damn about OKC. You can leave. I don't. You can leave them all you want. It's the fact that you went there and you joined a 73 win team who had already been to 2 finals back to back. They won one. They had a 2-time MVP. So
they also just beat you 3-1.
yeah. So how much do your rings hold weight? You have the rings, but how much weight do they hold? You know what I mean?
And I think the next chapter really determines that, if that makes any sense. Like you think about the Miami days with LeBron, like he got his 2 rings, but people always, at least for a while, they put an asterisk mark next to it.
KD.
Like he did it with the other 2 stars.
And what solidified it?
The ring in Cleveland.
Yes.
So I think like Kevin Durant may have to get one by himself somewhere. Not by himself, but like a
coulda
different
swore
place.
I definitely said like, is Kevin Durant going to be like the new LeBron? Because remember when he went to Miami, everybody hated him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same
including me.
situation.
Including me.
Situation.
When you
Yeah.
hear on this podcast talk highly
It
of
took
him
me a
now.
while. It took me a while to kind of like digest it all. And I'm pretty sure like in his last year in Miami, I actually love LeBron because he's just so amazing to watch.
Yeah.
That you have to just kind of like suck it up.
What took me to like him is when everybody hated him. When
LeBron
LeBron
and Durant.
LeBron during that, like when he first left, I was a part of the hate. But then when they lost that finals and everybody was happy, and he went on there and was like, you know, I lost. People want to see me lose, but at the end of the day, y'all got to go back and do y'all job tomorrow. Like you got to wake up and live your life. That interview, I was like,
you know what's so
I was like, oh yeah,
You know what's
I'm rocking with that.
At my old job, my manager hated LeBron because of that.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people they say they hate LeBron because of that, but it was so real. It was like the whole world, everybody, y'all want me to lose, but that you still got to wake up tomorrow and go work at you know UPS.
Yeah, that's how I don't know, man.
Me
I
losing
think
ain't gonna
about
take
it,
your problems away.
And like as a person, you try not to like let people get to you, but like if you think from LeBron's perspective, I could not do it. Like you averaging almost 40 points in a triple double, and people saying that you
Yes,
lose
yes,
and you
your
getting
fault.
swept.
Yeah.
You seen those pictures of him looking at Mount Rushmore and it's got like KD
Yeah,
and everything
yeah.
up there like
Listen, one of my friends that I grew up with, Lil Devontae, he is the biggest LeBron fan all my life.
Are you talking about his tweet that he tweeted up? I mean,
No.
what he posted on Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook. He's the biggest LeBron fan in the world. I'm talking about we used to go at it because I was such a big Kobe fan. This is like 10 years ago. We have a Kobe LeBron debate. He used to go hard. He still love LeBron, and he is on Facebook and on Twitter talking about LeBron not doing enough. So I'm like, this is crazy. Bro.
I got on Facebook when I saw that.
Exactly. So I'm like, bro, this is crazy. I got people saying, man, he got to guard Durant. I'm like, bro, let's just be realistic. You know, this guy playing 48 minutes, 47 minutes. I'm sorry, he getting 30 seconds of rest. I'm sorry, I forgot about the 30 seconds. He's scoring, assisting, creating plays because nobody else can create the shot for themselves, and the ones that do, they're not given a chance too much. And then you want him to guard Kevin Durant on top of that. And even if he did guard Durant and locked him up, they still would probably lose.
Does anybody know if Corver has any more years on his contract?
He's got one more year after this season.
You think he's done after that?
He may be done now. Fuck it.
I don't think so.
He's what, 36, 37 years old. He just had he shot like 1 for 13 from the entire playoff series.
I think he from the entire
The
playoffs,
entire
this
playoff series. I mean, this series.
Okay.
This series. And that's got to be tough for a shooter.
Yep.
JJ Redick talked about it on his podcast that like shooters are the biggest critics of themselves. Like I guess JJ Redick missed a shot against Boston that could have had them win an extra game, and he said out of all of the season how amazing the Philly was, how much they beat expectation, he still thinks about that specific shot. And I don't remember what shot it was, but I guess it was a go-ahead bucket late in the game. And that's the only thing he has thought about since the end of that final or that series. And that's crazy that shooters have this because like they're some of the most meticulous guys in the league. You know, they got to make sure their form is like this and things like that. And Kyle Korver just did not have it. And some of that, or I would say even most of that, is due to the defense that the Warriors played on him. But he did have looks. He did have some open looks that he just missed. So I don't know. I don't know what's next for him.
I think he'll be back after that. But I think the answer, I mean, will he be back with that team? I don't think so. I think if he continues to have this type of path for the next year and whatnot, he's going to join a systematic offense that can complement him. Maybe a Houston. I don't know what type of person he is to say he'll go to Golden State.
Yeah.
But even like a 38-year-old Kyle Korver in a Golden State, a Spurs, you know what I mean? It's going to be a team.
Shooters always last longer.
Yeah, they always
Definitely.
do. And he's a smart player.
Yeah, and his gameplay was never based on like athleticism.
Exactly.
or anything
He
like
literally
that.
just runs off screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody on Reddit compared his fall off throughout the season to the Darren Williams one.
I can't.
I can't do
Because
that.
Darren Williams was like a star.
No, but his father was consistent. He didn't have like he had already fell off when he joined the Cavs. That's why he had a chance to play with it. The old Darren Williams would never have been on the Cavs. He would have never had a chance to be cut and signed, if that make any sense. But yeah, I think if he goes to a team, he's not too much of a defensive liability depending on who you have at the center position. Shit, Kyle Korver could go to Boston and be productive in Brad Stevens' system. I mean,
And he's a guy that doesn't need 30 minutes a game.
Exactly.
He can literally play 12 minutes a game and be productive in those 12.
and he's a winning player.
But you never know.
He's won a lot. Under the radar, he's won a lot. But when you really look at his
Hey,
resume,
ex-All-Star.
yeah, for Atlanta Hawks.
They might as well
All-Star.
put that. Like they just take out the names and put Atlanta Hawks starters as all stars.
All right, let's play GM for a second. Okay. Let's play front office. This is four of us. Four of us can't be a GM. But we just lost the NBA Finals. We just got swept.
Yes, we did.
Our best player in the entire history of our organization is free agent. He's left us once. If they'll do it once, they'll do it twice. We have a depleted roster. Like everything surrounding him is just like excess fat. Our head coach was inconsistent as hell in the playoffs. Our cap is
The highest cap in the league.
Disgusting. What do we do now?
All right, here's my idea to try to keep LeBron. I know that this is far-fetched to try to keep LeBron because it seemed like the world consensus that he's going somewhere else. But here, I sit LeBron down.
Okay.
Listen, Bronny, we got the 8th pick this year. We are willing to part ways with that 8th pick for a player of your choice. Right? I don't know who that player will be. Obviously, it can't be a superstar because the 8th pick don't hold that much value.
And while you telling him that, I'm gonna be writing Kemba Walker on a napkin and turning it around to face him.
we can make a deal to keep you here, to give you another ball handler. Or if you're tired of playing with Kevin Love, the 8th pick for CJ or Damian. Because one of them has to get traded this offseason.
But see, the thing is, I don't think Portland's going to trade one of them.
They'd be dumb not to. At least that's what I think.
I know. I think so too.
They're
But I
almost
just
in
don't
that,
think they will.
That basketball.
You don't think so?
shit.
Not yet. Not at least. I think they going.
It's been like 6 years,
I think
right?
it's going to be at the thing where they just stuck for a minute.
Bro, I think that'd be an absolutely beautiful trade for them.
I know, but I think that they still just going to stay stuck because there's nothing else they can do with their roster.
Yes, it is.
That's the
trade
move.
them.
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying, but like Aminu don't have trade value. Parker
We're not talking
doesn't.
about him.
They're talking about their 2 guards.
I don't know.
You can touch on the Minu's contract. But the reason I say that,
So, not to even cut you off, I'm gonna let you finish.
Mm-hmm.
But in this trade,
It's a good trade. But
you get the 8th pick,
yeah.
which in this draft, the 8th pick, you can get something good.
give you a future superstar.
And they get all
Kevin Love, All-Star Power Forward, who is going to be a different player with that team because Damian Lillard is not LeBron James. I'm guessing that the Portland Trailblazers will hold on to him before McCollum. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna just guess that. And then you have, who was their center? Nurkic.
Nurkic.
Who's
So
a free agent this year, restricted.
Yeah, I think the Cavs should definitely go after Nurkic.
what money?
Not in that deal. That ain't happening in that deal. Kevin Love value ain't that high.
They can't trade for him anyways. He's a free agent.
Yeah, he's restricted this year.
But,
I mean, signed a trade, but
So you have Damian Lillard, shooting guard position, free agency. You go find a veteran.
yeah, Will Barton. Fuck it. He's
Yeah.
a free agent this year.
Great relationship with Damian Lillard because he was drafted to Portland. So good analyzation, Kenny.
It's not like I done this on 2K or nothing.
Mikal Bridges out of Villanova is your small forward, rookie small forward, 22 years old, veteran, college player, good next to Damian Lillard, 3-and-D. So now you don't have a CJ McCollum who's taking the ball out of Damian Lillard's hand. You have Kevin Love who's going to be a good stretch forward to complement Damian Lillard, and you got Nurkic back in the center position. That is a good team. And then Damian Lillard, he can be, a 27-point scorer a night, MVP level to take them to the playoffs. And then you just go from there, man.
I say that because I don't know if Kevin Love is a good second option on a championship team. I see him just more of a third because he's not a shot creator.
Yeah.
He's not a shot creator.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to put those players, especially the ones that can't dominate the post. If you can't create your own shots.
And I think I legitimately think he could dominate the post.
Yeah.
He did it before. They just don't do it in Cleveland. I mean, maybe not dominate may not be the right word, but in Cleveland, you rarely see post up for Kevin Love to end in buckets. If anything, he's trying to play make out of the post.
Yeah, that is
I think he could be a second option. But it'd be with a particular player, James Harden. I think he'd be a good second option with James Harden. Because LeBron, it's just hard to be a post player with LeBron. It would be a little bit hard to do that with James Harden, but LeBron the history of LeBron and power forwards just don't mix well. Early in his career was Daniel Marshall, who was always just a shooting power forward. Even to Chris Ilgauskas became a shooter playing with LeBron. Chris Bosh, who was a mid-range post-playing power forward in Toronto, turned into like a
stretch.
damn near like a Rashard Lewis. And then the same thing happened to Kevin Love. So I mean, it's tough. Even Jeff Green is probably shooting the most threes he shot in his career with the Cavs, just because those opportunities happen.
I got another opportunity or another situation.
Talk to me.
I don't know how this is even possible, but I like the idea of a sign and trade, sending Melo to Cleveland to be with LeBron. They want to play together. I still think Melo has some shit in the tank. I know the world may think he's washed. I don't think so. I don't know how you make it happen.
I don't think so. That $28 million.
$28 million. You have to match that. So you have to be like Tristan Thompson and Jordan Clarkson. I don't know if you really want to do that deal. I don't know if OKC wants to do that deal.
You have to trade Kevin Love. Kevin Love and Melo can't be on the court together.
You don't think so? Oh, defensively.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get back. What's a contract from OKC? We bring you. We'll give you. They give us back Andre Roberson.
OKC gonna want to keep him.
I just think the idea of LeBron and Melo playing together would be solid. At least for like us early 90s or us 90s kids to see two of the greatest of our generation playing together. Even if they are old now.
We got to get
Even
somebody
if
that's going
they're
to take some of that pressure of ball handling off of him.
Melo's not going to do that.
So we got to go out and try to get that CJ or try to get that Kemba.
They also need a big man.
Like a big man.
Yeah.
But free agency is
get
going
that
to
off
be
the
there
bench.
for minimum.
Yeah, you can get that
like,
off the bench.
There's so many big bodies in free agency this year. You ain't got to sign somebody long term. Hopefully they learn they fucking lesson from that with Tristan Thompson.
You think they're gonna keep J.R. Smith?
I don't know what you can do with them. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be there.
He'll be
He'll be
back.
there next year.
My question. All right, now
Are they think they're gonna start Rodney Hood now?
he's a free agent.
He's restricted, but yeah, he's a free agent. They'll probably keep him though. I think I don't know what the league sees of him.
He gonna get some money.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. He showed a little bit in that finals.
that
I think
finals.
people understand he was in a tough situation.
I don't understand why Tyronn Lue would just want to put the best player on the court, which is clearly Rodney Hood,
There's-
but he kept running with
It seems
J.R.
at some points they should have just took George Hill out. Just
So,
left his L, put
so what
Rodney
we
Hood at PG.
great segment. So what we doing with our coaching?
I think Tyronn Lue should be out of that.
Fire.
Now who we trying to replace him with?
Some guy that can develop talent.
Mark Jackson.
I don't know.
Would he want to
We
go there?
seen Mark Jackson go to a bad place, turn it upside down.
But that's not really a bad place.
That would be without LeBron.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
a really
without
bad
That's
one.
probably the worst. That's probably the worst place to be with that LeBron.
So if he can turn a bad place good, what? Well, you know, I don't know. I don't know.
Dwayne Casey's still out there.
No,
That would be funny to
Don't
see
do
him
it.
beat
Don't
that,
do it.
get lose to that team so much and be like, I'm the coach now.
No, just knowing Dwayne Casey look, that's when LeBron dipped. And now he trying to manage Kevin Love and the Trae Young.
I think there are a lot of coaches on the market, young coaches on the market, that are waiting for their opportunity. And then if
Back David Blatt.
he could bring back David Blatt. You remember they signed David Blatt for player development specifically. And then LeBron came like, well,
came.
we don't need the player development. We got LeBron. So let's go get one of LeBron's homies, I guess. That was the game plan. But there are plenty of coaches out there that would love the opportunity. I'd rather see some new coaches. Mark Jackson is cool. But like, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if he got a job. But like, I like to see new guys coming to the league.
Like who?
I don't know. I'm excited to see what Laurie Pierce is going to do this year.
Yeah, M.A. Udoa out of San Antonio. I'm surprised.
Or
he
even
got a job.
Becky
Yeah.
Hammond. You know, she's still out there.
True.
You know, there's just so many coaches out there interviewing left and right. So I don't know. Let's transition to LeBron. LeBron is gone. I mean, I guess we don't know yet, but like maybe July 1st. What do you see as the best place for him? Besides Cleveland, I still think Cleveland may be the best choice.
do
But
too.
I don't know.
I do too.
I don't know. I don't see no else.
Me either.
I say L.A. because
Oh,
it'll
wait.
be a similar situation as Miami. Is that he kind of gets to build his own team,
The only thing about that is that they have to play the Warriors just to get to the finals.
right?
I like LA too.
Mm-hmm.
I like LA too.
Utah Jazz.
But also,
Utah
Perfect fit.
Jazz.
also,
LeBron James.
Utah trying to get PG.
also, Lonzo Ball and him. It's just like this Philly
On
situation.
LeBron, shit, he building his own team. You know what he did to Wiggins? Says you never know.
Yeah, I think that was what the Lakers were trying to tell him too. No, and nobody's untouchable. So just to let you know,
if you want to come in and reconstruct some stuff,
exactly,
it's yours. But we not letting you determine who get paid or not because see what you did in Cleveland.
exactly. It's a possibility though. It's a possibility,
It's gonna
bro.
be a nice little off season, man.
Oh yeah, the offseason's about to
You
be
be
amazing.
happy with that? You get
got
LeBron
LeBron.
James, but
but you have to trade Lonzo somewhere else.
Lonzo and Kuz.
You think about it. I mean, if you attach Luol Deng's
I take that
contract,
back. I take that
They're
back.
probably gonna get rid of Julius Randle first.
Well, they don't
Well,
have.
first of all,
he's a
they have
free,
to
restricted.
sign
He
him.
is a restricted free agent.
First of all, they have to sign him to do anything.
They don't have to sign him.
I think they will.
If you're getting LeBron James, why are you gonna sign him? If you're gonna have to get rid of him,
It's not guaranteed we get LeBron. We gonna have to wait.
in this situation, LeBron's there.
exactly.
Oh.
That's the situation we
Yeah,
playing with right now.
we need
The
to
hypothetical situation. I would say
You ain't gonna answer the question.
What he just said? Oh, I didn't know y'all was somebody in that situation.
My question was, if you get LeBron,
Yeah.
how would you feel about trading some of them young players? Because Paul George will
y'all
probably
got hella
come.
young players. Bi,
Lonzo,
Lonzo.
Josh Hart.
I mean, it's
Kuz.
all right. I don't know. I'm biased though. I really like our young
I
players,
do too.
but at the same time, I want to see get us back to like being successful as soon as possible.
Do you think if y'all don't sign free agents, like big name free agents, that that young core can eventually win a championship in this league?
That's hard to say. I can't tell the future, but I'd say we're gonna be a very good young core, and I see us getting back to the playoffs soon.
I think they will be. Not that
I don't
young.
know about championship because it's so hard because it takes in so many
Not that
different
young
things.
team, but I think that young team gonna grow up to be a couple all-stars. So if you add in free agency,
A superstar.
not even a superstar, just an all-star, add Paul George. Paul George ain't a superstar, but add him to the mix and you got you some
What
dangerous
I'm
shit.
hoping is if we keep Brandon Ingram and he progresses, I hope he turns into that superstar that we're looking for. That go-to get like I'm gonna go get you a bucket type superstar.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if he get traded this offseason.
That's why I said I'm hoping.
I feel like the Luol Deng contract is there. They can still get 2 max contracts with the Luol Deng contract. But if you attach one of those young players and Luol Deng, you can get like
I know.
maybe not an all-star caliber, but like
A
a
nice
tier
solid piece.
right underneath it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the Lakers free agency is going to be one of the most exciting.
I read a lot of articles saying that like the LA is probably like the biggest, like they gonna win this offseason.
They got the opportunity to, but who knows how it's going to work? It's Pelinka now?
Yep, Rob Pelinka.
Is this his first free agency season, or was he there last free
Last
agency?
year. Yeah.
Okay. And they kind of struck out last year with all the guys.
They just played it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were like, we're gonna wait till next offseason to have 2 instead of 1.
And don't be surprised as a Laker fan if you hear that again.
No, I'm not.
If LeBron James stay in Cleveland, and
I know with
know.
the upcoming free agent next season too.
exactly.
Who's out there next year? I don't even know.
Klay Thompson,
Klay
Kawhi.
Thompson.
Well, the Spurs said they're going to give him a supermax.
Right. We'll see
Yeah.
how if he takes
Jimmy
to that.
I think Jimmy Butler's a free agent. too.
Yep.
I think
Jimmy
you're right.
Butler.
Yeah, I think you're
Yep.
right.
Return to Chicago.
Nope. Please don't. No disrespect, Jimmy, but I like what we got, and we're not gonna be ready to win next year anyway. So just do your thing. You deserve better. Don't come back, please.
Yeah, the Lakers, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be real interesting all season.
I don't know if you answered there. What do you think is the best place besides Cleveland for LeBron?
I said Utah.
Utah.
Come on, Derek. with this.
Utah.
You know damn well he's not going to Utah.
I'm just saying.
I seen
would
like
be
it was.
would
I
be
seen an
it
article
would be a
too
great
saying
fit.
that like the most plausible spots for LeBron, and it mentioned the Heat again. Him going
It's
back
possible.
with Dwayne Wade.
I don't know. I mean, it's slightly. They got a lot of money wrapped up in like Tyler Johnson. Got making like 17 mil next year.
Yeah, I think his original contract was like 2 or 3 years, 50 mil or something like
Something
that.
crazy. 2016. Now you know how free agency was that year. But let me look at the Miami Heat cap.
What about the Utah Jazz? What do you think you keep saying Utah Jazz?
He gets a center. He gets a ball handler. He gets a good shooting guard. He has angles. It's just
Do they have
in the
money for
corner.
that?
They do have some money. They would have
Enough?
to make a couple moves to get a max player. But
First
they,
of all,
they got okay
Ricky
money.
Rubio and LeBron James on the same floor together.
I
don't know.
can't even see
I don't know.
LeBron going to Utah. Just as a state, I don't see him going to Utah.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm saying
I
be
guess that's
realistic,
true,
but I'll even just listen to him just because he just has to say something crazy.
I think that was crazy. I think it was.
Derek, there's a 0% chance he'll go to Utah.
You
asked
missed it
me the
yesterday.
best fit. You asked me
missed
the
it
best fit.
yesterday, but he said,
Best realistic fit, Derek.
That's a good fit for him.
Best realistic fit. I know
Yeah.
damn the best fit is the Warriors, but I don't think he's gonna go there. If we're being honest, he could just play center for the Golden State Warriors, Derek. But I mean,
missed it yesterday because you weren't in. You don't have an Xbox, but
Right.
he said he's willing to be Skip Bayless for us to get views.
that's not what I want to hear. I'm about to throw up in my mouth.
Hey, he said he willing to jump on the sword to get us trending.
No, you're not willing to do that.
He's not even like. It's one thing if you say it, but when you say like after you say something like that, you have to back it up with something that sounds at least like.
Yeah, that's one thing that those guys do pretty well, right? They can
Yeah.
say some dumb stuff all the time, and then they'll back it up with stuff that kind of makes sense to go along with it. You can't just say LeBron, the 12th
You
best
can't
player of
say-
all time, without no.
Who did he say
something.
against going against K Love in the championship?
Huh?
Was it Derek Favors? It was some weird person, bro. It may have been
Wait,
Nurkic.
who are you talking about?
Do you remember when Derek said this is
Oh
like
yes,
first round?
Nurkic.
yes,
It was
yeah. He
Nurkic
said a
and Love in the
York. He
playoffs.
said a York Nurkic Love matchup is going to be something to look forward to.
Yeah.
He said something like that, and then we end the episode right there. Or we
Probably, yeah.
like yeah.
And here he's back again. We talk about LeBron James, and he's saying the Jazz.
Okay, but Utah does have $20.7 million in cap space this year without making any trade. So they got money to get somebody. It ain't gonna be LeBron.
It ain't gonna be
Donovan
Paul
Mitchell's
George.
trying to.
It ain't gonna be Paul George.
Paul George.
You got Paul George so twisted.
I think it'll be fun. Is it,
It'll be
even like
good.
it's hey, I'm back. I'm here as Gordon Hayward role. Give me that back. Even though it's not the same team as with Gordon Hayward, but like hey,
He want to go to where the sun shine.
They gonna sign Jabari Parker.
I won't
He's
be
a Mormon.
They
That's
go-
a Mormon state,
that is more mistake. You're right.
and they gonna get it in.
They gonna sign Tyreek Evans.
Hell no.
Did we bring up?
Tyreek Evans ain't
Did we
going
bring up LeBron's hand?
We did not bring up LeBron's hand.
I mean, y'all, we can for 5 seconds. I mean,
I
it's
just
not-
think it's funny. Same shit happened
I
with.
feel bad for that chalkboard.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah, same thing happened with Marcus Smart.
But I found out that he didn't break his hand. He just
Yeah,
cut
it
it
was-
real bad.
It was a
Oh, that was Marcus
contusion
Smart.
they said.
No, you talking
A
about
laceration.
Marcus Smart?
Yeah, a laceration for Marcus Smart that they had to sew up. You know, had to get stitches and stuff he couldn't play through.
LeBron had a bone contusion.
Yeah,
Very
which
serious on that, I guess.
sure he did.
Not stop him from going to get 40.
I believe because that ain't no reason to lie.
Yeah.
Do you see game one? If I was LeBron, I would have punched something too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that frustration had to be real. You saw the clip the next day
JR.
of them at the on the bench
Yeah.
afterwards, and he just seemed like distraught.
left.
He just seemed distraught. So yeah, I don't blame him.
And in that game, he seemed like he was just ready.
I've punched shit for less for less stuff.
I've seen you punch something in
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I did punch something in game. Yeah, that's right.
Wait, you know about that?
He punched the ball.
I got called for a bad foul, and the ball was in my hand. I just hit it to the ceiling. That's it. I got
We got
teed
a
up.
take and we lost the game.
We were down by 15 at that point anyway, so that was not the turning point.
That was the turning point of it.
I gave them momentum.
Yeah, he was
I
right
didn't play for the coach. Just sat me for that game too, and he told me like after the game, it was my fault that he said he would have been willing to play me again, but I guess I sat on the bench pouting or some shit. It was a bad day. It was a bad day of the year.
Unrealistic coaches.
Don't sleep, man. Coach Dick Lovick was the guy. He was the man.
That was my boy. But
he was the
I
guy.
just do not like unrealistic coaches. I'm mad. What you mean? You want me to sit on the bench and smile? Then you're going to say I don't take the game serious enough. So it's a lose-lose.
Did y'all know Kendrick Perkins? Somebody guess Kendrick Perkins' salary for the season.
$7 million?
6.
Mike,
8.
$13,000. That's how much you got paid to sit on the
I
bench.
was gonna say $80K.
Wouldn't y'all take that money?
Yeah.
To travel, to be at the games
You
courtside.
just got to be that tough guy too,
Yeah,
because you see what happened with him and Durant, right?
him and Steph.
Him and Durant.
Oh, he did something with Durant
That
too?
press conference,
Yeah.
they friends, Mike. Don't look too much to that. That's a joke.
I was sarcastic.
Oh, some people thought that was serious. That's why I said that.
He does have a team option for next year that's worth $2.4 million. So he can come back next year and make that bank if the Cavs want to keep him. But I was looking at that yesterday, and I was like, this man making $13,000 to sit courtside of the NBA game,
You making more than me?
making way more than us. For sure. So I take that money any day.
$13,000 a year.
For the whole year. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't there the whole year. He basically signed right before the finals. I mean, not the finals, the playoffs, right? So he $13,000 for like 2 months worth of work, and you didn't really have to touch the court? Come on, dog.
I didn't
Easy
even
money.
practice, bro.
No, he would warm up and stuff. He would definitely warm up and stuff.
I felt like he was just like that player coach, not player coach, but you know what I'm talking about. Like,
I know.
was there as
Yeah,
a-
but
as
he
a
did
leader.
warm up and stuff. He was in sweats, but once the game hit, he was just playing.
Y'all saw how David West had told Steve Kerr, like, I'm going to go talk to Klay Thompson that he didn't have to do it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty dope. That's that veteran stuff that you want
Wait,
for
I'm
a
sorry,
guy.
what happened? David West said,
Klay
West.
Thompson
We're taking bad shots.
took a bad shot early in the shot clock, and then that made Steve Kerr call timeout. And Steve Kerr was about to chew Klay Thompson out, but David West was like, "Don't worry, I got this, coach."
Yeah, that's
and he
how I
did
feel
it.
like the Warriors environment is. Like they just have everybody like puts in their effort into that community.
So I just walked away from the set for a second to watch a video that is being talked about on Twitter right now. And it's Russell Westbrook in his car listening to some Ice Cube, and Ice Cube saying something about going soft. That I seen it coming. That's why I went solo. And you know, they trying to
Is it no? He was listening to No Vaseline.
no
Okay.
Vaseline.
One of the greatest diss tracks.
They
of all
trying
time.
to
Come just say the KD.
Say he doing that
Yeah,
to KD, which is
yeah.
probably true. You know how Russell be.
yeah.
Maybe he trying to do that subliminal stuff.
And
Yeah.
then on his caption, it's like a Instagram video say, "I'm on my gangster-ish today." LOL.
Yeah. I mean, does he have a point? Probably just a little bit.
I seen it coming. That's why I went solo.
Oh, there was something else I want to bring up on the show.
Brian Colangelo.
No, we should talk about that too.
Bye bye.
But it was one last thing about this series before we move on to the beginning of our like off-season stuff. Somebody said, David West said, that there's a lot of things that happen behind closed doors, but none of it hit the public dealing with the Golden State Warriors. So that just tells you how great this team really is.
It ain't hit the public yet.
Yeah. Somebody gonna say some stuff.
It was
Yeah.
probably during the Houston series.
You think so?
Remember when they were struggling? When it was just like your world with Steph and KD, and they were both taking bad shots consistently, like they were trying to do it themselves. I feel like it was some clash there, and they weren't working as a team.
I don't think so. I think they just got into some situation they played bad basketball.
When you think about it,
Because that was quickly overcame if that's the case.
if we were together pretty much every day of our lives, there's gonna be some stuff, you know? Every team goes through things. I don't know how big of things they went through. Apparently, this has been the same way for a couple years now. Draymond Green and Steve Kerr don't really get along, but they respect each other basketball-wise, so they like work together, but they don't really get along like that. I don't know if that could be a situation or anything, but
Who realistically gets along with Draymond Green? Don't blame
his
Steve
BM.
Kerr.
his BM may not either.
She don't. He not with her no more.
Oh, you not?
He left her for some housewife show girl.
Okay, then they're not his BM. Not his
Seemed
BM.
like his teammates like him.
Maybe.
They like winning.
Yeah.
If I don't see them putting up with that if they was losing.
All right, let's
Katie
move on
tell
to
his
like
ass, get out my face.
our off-season stuff. What are y'all most looking forward to dealing with the off-season?
Right now, the NBA draft
Yeah.
is my main priority.
I'm excited to see who the Bulls draft.
Same, bro.
Like, so excited.
Last year we made some power moves for our future, and I thought they were bad. They turned out to be pretty solid so far. And this year I doubt we make any power moves, but we gonna draft somebody, and hopefully it's the right person for our future.
Yeah, I'm the same way with my team. I'm interested to see what the Knicks do.
Ninth pick, right?
Yes, sir. Also interested to see what the Sixers do because they have that 10th pick, and it's some guys that could be available in that 10th pick that could be turn out to be some solid NBA players. And then it's a possibility we could see a lot of trades and moves. They saying Boston with the Jaylen Brown situation could be something that we need to pay attention to. Mo Bamba is becoming a talk of the draft because of his numbers with these workouts. It's going to be real interesting. It's going to be a preview to free agency. I think we're going to see a lot of crazy things going on in this draft because there's some talent in this draft, and it'll be around late to see some teams make some moves.
Do any of you guys have like an idea or foresee anything about changes in the NBA?
Changes in the NBA game? No. I don't even have interest in that.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Well, I always thought so. We were talking when we did the phone podcast. I was talking about like the awards, how they do them.
right.
I thought you meant rules.
No, just like
The formatting and everything.
yeah. I was reading articles and everything. And it was people like, yeah, James Harden was clear cut like MVP in the regular season, but now like after watching LeBron, Stephen Clay, or not Clay, but KD do their thing, it's kind of hard to unsee that. Same thing with the coaching's perspective with Brad Stevens.
But all of that was voted for in the regular season.
That's what he's
in the regular
saying.
season.
Change that format.
Yeah, at least they should do the announcements afterwards.
I
Or-
think they should do it before, announce it before the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Like that's how they used to do, but now they want to make
Yeah.
all this money with the NBA
And,
award
and
show.
I think the players will want them
Well,
to
they
do
can
it how
do
they
it.
used to do it because
Yeah.
that award thing, you got to, in your middle of your offseason, you got to come to LA to do this show. Like, come on, man.
You don't have to.
Is it an idea to
But most of
incorporate,
them is
like
there.
the playoffs awards?
No, I won't want that. I won't want that. You got
Just
the
win a
finals
championship,
MVP.
and then you get the finals
Yeah.
MVP.
What would be the playoff awards?
Exactly.
Finals MVP.
Exactly.
Playoff MVP.
And then how do you compare the numbers? Because
Well, isn't that just finals MVP?
No,
Because I
it's
mean,
over
like
the whole
nobody,
playoffs.
nobody in the first round is going to win that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
How could somebody from the second round beat somebody who played in the finals?
Yeah.
It's all suggestions, so it's not like
I like the new idea they're going to be rolling out through the summer league with the challenge flags.
Oh yeah,
I do
think-
not like that, bro. The game
don't?
is so slow already. Imagine
But it's
them
not
throwing
like-
out a flag.
I understand that point, but you know, like there were periods of time throughout the season where like the refs just made bad calls. Can you imagine if you just boom here see
yeah.
review that
Yeah.
Do
Like
it
with the
only in
Giannis
the
when he
fourth
stepped,
quarter.
like when Giannis stepped out of bounds, they would have probably loved to.
throw a challenge flag
Throw a
there.
challenge
It's okay.
Do it
see?
only in the fourth quarter in a close game.
Or just review questionable calls.
But sometimes they don't. It's like the game just keeps
Exactly.
going.
Review questionable calls. It's just that simple. You have a replay for a reason.
I'm okay with slowing down the game just a small bit if that means we get like the best form of officiating.
Or
That's personal
If you
though.
do that, don't allow the players to go to their bench so that way it's not a free timeout.
They don't, but they still crowd around. They don't go to the bench, but Ty Lue would be like, come here. So, I mean, you still technically going to the bench, even though you technically not.
Take away some timeouts if your challenge gets like, well, I don't know, what is it
it's
called?
Like the NFL. Take,
Right, yeah.
Take charge of
My
timeout.
thing is, you got replay, use it. Cut all the replay rules out. We can't do it with 2 minutes. No, use the replay, get it right, and we're going on about our day.
Yeah, it kind of plays hand in hand. Like if they would do what you're saying, there's no need for that because you're able to go back and overturn those. But with the regulations they have, it kind of makes sense to add that in.
Yeah, true.
But there could be questionable calls on like so many plays in the game. So I can see why he's saying why slow it up.
Well, I feel like those would be limited though. Like maybe you only get one.
So you
a
still
game.
gonna get missed calls. So what is that? I mean, it's always gonna be missed calls, but I mean, like, you're right. If you feel like that play was crucial in the first half, but what if it's and you just use it where you don't have no more, and now it's a way more questionable thing in the fourth quarter? Like, no, I don't want the game to be determined off.
I think that's just being a smart coach to save that.
But all these plays matter. So it's like, who's to say it being okay? Say if you let a play, Contreras, the coach of the Bulls, and he let a play in the first half slide because he's trying to save it. But that was the play that ended up changing the game. And it's like, now the next day on ESPN, why didn't he use the thing? And he ended up never using it. He had his thing to use. He never used it.
Well, that's in the hindsight. He doesn't know the future though.
But like you could say the same thing about like a lot of different stuff. If that like,
Yeah, I mean,
for example,
it's
we
just using it wisely.
for example,
so just use replay in general so we can get as many of the calls right as we can instead of limiting it. Like, we only going to just get one call right. Let's just try to get as many calls. It's going to be big calls. Of course, traveling. Of course, they're not going to go back and be like, oh, yeah, he did take 3 steps. But it's certain things that change the game more than other things that's just significant.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Like stepping out of like certain plays, maybe certain plays, like out of bounds.
What
plays.
if 3 big plays happen in the last minute of the game?
Oh, yeah.
Are we just going to ignore 2 because he only got 1 flag left? No, let's get them all right. That's all I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you. I think collectively everybody
I don't
just
think
wants
you lose that.
good efficiency.
They should do it like the NFL. You don't lose that flag
If it's right, if you're right, yeah.
if you're right. Because in the NFL, don't you only get 1 challenge?
yeah, I think it's
it's
2.
Yeah.
But if you
But
two.
if you get it right, you get
keep
it back. Right?
yeah, you keep it.
Yeah.
I don't watch the NFL,
I
dog.
don't, even if
Something like that.
Even if you get it right,
I know you don't lose the timeout. If
You
you
don't,
Get it
you
right.
lose
you
the
don't lose a timeout. But I don't think you
You
can
may-
just throw flags out. You know what I mean? Like, say if you've been getting them all right, I don't think you just get to just keep throwing them. But
I
the
forgot
NFL is so different because it's just like,
Sucks.
it's like how many, they don't really have that many questionable. It's not a lot of times you can have a questionable call. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
It's more
there's
like
no fouls.
It's more like spotting the ball. Where did he land?
Exactly.
Stuff
Or
And
like
then
like,
they got,
was it a fumble?
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Was
Was
his
it a
knee
pass
down?
interference?
so how many times did that happen throughout the game?
Sometimes 0. Yeah,
Exactly.
the whole game without shit
but
like
in
that.
the NBA, it's always, was that a block or a charge? Did he step out of bounds? All type of stuff. Was it the shot out of his hand before the shot clock or the quarters over with? That's every NBA game type stuff. So
The shot out of his hand thing. They look at that like during commercial timeouts. They
Yeah,
always
which
look
is
at that
great.
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't really impact the game too much. As long as you get it right, eventually it don't matter. Oh, it was a 2 instead of a 3. Just to subtract that 1 point now and then. No. I want to give a shout out to our friend Will, who's listening to the show. I don't know what he's going through, but apparently he's in the hospital. Y'all seen the tweet. It seemed like all of y'all favored it. He's in the hospital, and he says our show helps him through it. I don't know what you're going through, Will, but we with you, brother. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
Stay strong, my boy. Keep your head up, Will.
And then one last thing before we end off and head off to the after show. Somebody tweeted at me asking, why did Derek say he's coming out the closet? Did he lose a bet or something? It doesn't matter. We just curious.
My girlfriend had my phone.
There we go. There's the explanation.
Did somebody screenshot that?
I didn't screenshot.
Was it on X to Wire?
Yeah, but nothing else was. Yeah, that was the only Ask the Wire question.
Oh, okay.
Thank y'all so much for listening to this episode. We'll be back.
Don't forget to hit that Patreon, man. It's about to be a spicy free agency. It's going to be a lot of conversation. The draft is going to make for a lot of conversation. Let's get it.
Your love of the outdoors led you to buy a fishing boat, and your love of your boat led you to turn a day on the water into a 4-day trip, which led you to a record-breaking trout and a bubbling lava hot sunburn. which led you to a new respect for proper sun care technique. Fortunately, your love of your fishing boat also led you to protect it with Progressive Boat Insurance, which you got indoors because of that sunburn. Ouch. I want to put some aloe on that. Visit Progressive.com to cover the things you love. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.